Hello, everyone, and a warm welcome to the Tarot with Titania reading of the week for March 28th to April 4th, 2025. It is a beautiful spring day here. I hope you're feeling spring or the loveliness of fall if you're in the southern hemisphere. Let's bring that beautiful energy into our reading today. I invite you to close your eyes and let's take 3 nice deep breaths together. And with that third exhale, I just invite you to imagine a tree root coming down out of the base of your spine, going down deep into Mother Earth and grounding you here and now in this present moment. Knowing that you are anchored with this tree root as well as it is providing you with a conduit through which anything that no longer serves can easily pass down into our dear Mother Earth, becoming compost for your new good growth. Creator, this is your daughter Titania, and I'm here with all of your children now and in the future. And we are about to do the reading together for this reading of the week, March 28th to April 4th, 2025. My intention is to be a clear channel for the information we most need to receive right now, and to provide this in a manner that we will easily and effortlessly hear, understand, and integrate for our personal and our collective highest and greatest good. I call upon my higher self and the higher selves of all those listening, as well as an overlighting angel of communication, to be present and facilitate this exchange, ensuring that we cover all that is in our personal and our collective heart and mind at this time for this week of March 28th to April 4th, 2025. And that we do so in the time that we have together in a way that serves our personal and our collective highest and greatest good at this time on this beautiful planet in the time that we have together here today. At this time, I'd like to invite the 4 archangels to create a beautiful container of light to bring us all together across time and space, to hold us in one unified field of light and intention, beauty, ease, grace, healing, transformation, and peace. I invite Raphael to hold the east, Michael to hold the south, Gabriel to hold the west, and Uriel to hold the north. Thank you for coming. Anything that doesn't match these frequencies and intentions is welcome to go now. And with that, let's get into the reading. So I had a few plant friends who wanted to join us. I don't know if you can make it out, but I have some mint plants that I'm starting here. They're actually rooting, so they're going to go in the ground, a pot in the ground soon. And then I have a little violet here, which smells amazing, and Daphne odora as well for this reading today, which smells incredible. I wish I could funnel it through the airwaves to you. And we have our crystals and our sea friends helping to hold the space. All right, Creator. What is it that we most need to know this week for our personal and our collective highest and greatest good, that we may be of greatest service, come into our power, our intention, in alignment with our yes, into, again, greatest service, because that really feels up right now. And how do we heal the divide? I mean, let's face it, there's a lot of that on the planet. And I just want to say, in the context of the energies of the time, if you encounter anyone who is provoking division, who is creating fear and separation, I would encourage you to take a nice deep breath, check in with yourself, and see if this feels congruent with you and your highest and greatest good and your intention being here on the planet at this time. Because we need to come together. I mean, we're all here to be different individuals, but we can do so respectfully and kindly and compassionately and magnificently. So just that thought is drifting across my field, and I share it. So notice the energy of what is being projected towards you. You always have the choice of whether you're going to pick it up or not. And if it is provoking fear, if it is provoking division, if it is provoking that kind of niggly, tooth wiggly kind of interesting discomfort, just pay attention to that and ask yourself, is that really where I want to engage? Is that really what I want to feed with my precious life force energy? Because if it isn't, I highly encourage you to take a nice deep breath and redirect back to that which is your highest enthusiasm and that beautiful center of light and energy that you've come to be and I've come to be and we've all come to be, that we sometimes lose track of because, well, we get pulled into that niggly energy. Okay, Creator, what is it that we most need to know this week for our personal and our collective highest and greatest good in service to more life, more light, more beauty and harmony? For our good and the good of everyone with whom we are co-creating with. We'll start with the card of disappointment. And so this card is always kind of interesting to me because, especially as a woman in a culture where we're often conditioned to suppress ourselves and our own desires to please others, this card is such a great reminder that we're not here to do that. It's not like we're not here to make life more beautiful for each other, because that's part of it, but it has to be part of the calling of your heart. In this instance, the story of this card is that this gentleman has made this young woman an offer, and she likes him very much indeed. However, she cannot say yes because it is not her highest enthusiasm. It is not incongruent with her heart and her longing. And so she has to say no. And 3 of the hearts are broken, but 2 are still whole, which means that love continues to grow and expand, even though certain possibilities for that expression have ended, are finished. And so this energy is in our recent past, or the energy of the past, which is what we need to be aware of as we move forward into our future. This energy of this disappointment, or this having to make a choice of disappointing another so that we can continue to move forward in our own path. This energy is really important. And I know we have examples of where we've done this, of where we've said, I'm sorry, I can't agree to this. I need to follow my own path. And there have been times when we've done the opposite and reaped the experience of that. And so we have a wealth of information within us that is important and relevant in our present and going forward. So just bearing in mind this energy of, who am I? What is my calling? What is my yes? Where is my highest enthusiasm? Because we are not here to fulfill any other human being. They are here to fulfill themselves, and we are here to walk our path, to follow our yes, to discover what that is, and to shine as intentionally and beautifully in our own lives as possible in service to each other and to more life, but also to ourselves. Because if we are not nourishing ourselves and filling our cup, we have nothing left to give anyone else. Very important to remember. And it's not to say that there aren't times where we have to go above and beyond. And I'm thinking specifically as a mother, when you have a little one, you can't just park that little one and say, too bad, I got to go fill my cup. But finding ways to have the support you need as a parent so that you can fill your cup and your child is happy and held in a beautiful way while you do that. Maybe a conversation for another day, but I think you understand the gist of it. We do need to take care of ourselves. We do need to have some support and community around us so that we can do that, because there are times when it is difficult. But if we have the help and support, then we can thrive and keep coming back to that beautiful enthusiasm. Okay, the present card, the card of indecision, 8 of Swords. And I think we saw this last week, this quality of it isn't time yet to make a decision. If we don't know what we need to do, it's not time. We don't have the information, or we don't have everything that we need to go ahead and make that decision. So we see this individual is standing quite still. She has her sword out. She is ready to take action when she knows what to do. But she's not wasting her energy flailing that sword around wildly until she does know what action she needs to take. And she's just pausing and being peaceful and receiving a download of information into her crown chakra. So this is the energy of the present, this sort of quality of, it feels, again, as I said, last week we had it, and again this week, this card is repeating itself, I'm pretty sure, but that's quality of, if you're not clear, if you're not certain, if you don't have that yes in your field, it's not time yet to take this action. It's not time yet to make the next step. And it's okay. It's okay. Some of us are doing steps. Some of us are doing stuff. We're all at different places in our expression, in our evolution, in our contribution. But this card is saying, if you don't know, don't. Just pause. Pause and receive the information that you need, because if you ask, you will receive. That's a beautiful thing about life. And it might come from surprising places, which is always fun. And here we have the King of Hearts. That's what we're moving towards. It is the masculine expression of the energy of the heart. And when I say the masculine expression, it's a little more structured, a little more rational, a little more linear, a little bit more planned, rather than simply responsive, feminine, intuitive, felt flow, that kind of energy. This is what we're moving towards, is we're learning to be in our heart. We're learning to be clearings for kindness and compassion for each other. We're learning how to hold this energy of mastery at the level of the heart, so that as we read each other and the situations that we find ourselves in, we can come in from that really high intentional level and be a brilliant source of light and clarity for each other, and permission to call out from each other what it is that we need at this time. Because that's also what we're doing. We co-create here. We can facilitate each other's experience in our highest and best expression. And so this card is what we're moving towards. So we have this card of not settling, of not selling ourselves out to please another. We have this card that we need to keep going towards our highest expression and enthusiasm, because that's where we're called to. We're not here to complete anyone else. We're here to co-create. We each have our own journey to complete ourselves, the masculine and feminine within. That's our own journey. This card in the present, this idea of pausing, of creating space to receive the download of guidance and information that is needed at this time. Not just randomly flailing ahead and hoping for the best and being effortful about it. This is very much about being calm and centered and peaceful and deliberate about creating space to receive information. And the near future, moving into this quality of the King of Hearts, the mastery of the heart energy, of our emotive connection with ourselves and with each other, of seeing and reading situations with more heart and responding as well with more heart, but being deliberate about it and having maybe some tools and having some scaffolding in place to help us navigate this. Some awareness, some tools that help us to be more in this place of masterful response. It's like that. If you think about the heart-centered masculine, what would that feel like to be with someone like that? This is someone who is grounded, deeply present, who listens well, who holds you at a very centered space where you feel seen and heard and received and validated, so that you in turn are grounded and present and wise and loving, and your brilliance rises unimpeded because, well, you're just held in this beautiful energy. That's what we're each being called to become. That amazing, magnificent, grounded clearing for good, for ourselves, for each other. And imagine the world that we can generate when we hold that space with each other. And the foundation card, the Magician, which is reminding us we are powerful manifestors. When we line up our attention, our intention, and our will, we can pull water out of the ground. We have this capacity to make beautiful things happen in our experience and the experience of those around us. When we are congruent within ourselves, lined up with our power, with our wisdom, with our yes, and intentionally focusing it and directing it towards our highest enthusiasm, we can make incredible things happen. And so this is the foundation card. This is why we're having the reading this week. This energy is important as an underpinning for all of this. We are moving towards more mastery. We are expressing more mastery. We just need to remember that this is the journey we're on. We're becoming more, we're unfolding, we're expanding, we're blooming, we're evolving. This is the quality of where we are, and having some intention around that can be really helpful to keep it on track, to keep it lined up with the highest and best for all of our good. So again, staying on target, What are we doing for ourselves? Understanding that it is a dance. We are not here to complete or make anybody else to help. We're here to facilitate each other's growth, but we're not here to do that for anyone else. We can't do it in anybody else's space. Everyone else has to choose what they're doing. And the best way we can inspire each other is to stay lined up with our highest enthusiasm, to say yes to our yes and to keep moving forward. And then, of course, we have the indecision card, which is just that reminder that if things are not clear, it's not time to take action. It's okay to take a pause, set the intention to receive the information that one is needed, and receive it. Expect it, because when we're sending information to our dance with the universe, our partner, the universe, look for the response. Expect that it will show up, and be prepared to be surprised and delighted, because it may show up in unusual and interesting ways from unexpected quarters, just to kind of keep life interesting. And this card here, the King of Hearts, we have this lovely energy of mastery on the level of the heart, that more sort of structured masculine kind of quality that we're being pulled into. It's the sacred masculine. And we all have masculine and feminine within us. And we're being called this week to live into this aspect of ourselves so that we can be an amazing clearing for good in each other's experience. And this card as well, talking about mastery, talking about being the magician, powerful, creator, co-creator with the life energy force by staying lined up, tuned in, congruent, being who we are, following what we're here to do. Again, the yes, the path, the purpose forward. When we do this, everything else becomes easy. We know where we're going. We know where we're putting energy. We know who we need to be lined up with, because we're in that flow, that generative, energetic state that just pulls life effortlessly through us. We find the people we need to find. We move in the direction we need to move. And it's this glorious, fun experience. So that's the reading for this week. Let's see if we can summarize this, what we will summarize it into, with our card to grow on, so that we can carry the energy forward within us, have the distinctions we need from this reading to have it best serve us and all those whose lives we touch. Okay, Creator, what is our card to grow on, please? The synopsis, or the gathering of the information for this week, summarized in one card, so that we can be clean and clear and on target, living our best lives and supporting others into living theirs, for everyone's highest and greatest good, including this planet. Paying attention to the quality of energy of our interactions. Is it calling us forth into our highest and best? Or is it diminishing us and making us smaller? What do we need to know about all of this, Creator, for this week? I love it when that happens. We got the Magician again. So this is important this week. Really being deliberate, really being intentional, being deeply present, be here now in that beautiful body. That's your point of power. That's the point of mastery. That's where your compass is. It's where everything that you need is when we breathe in. We come home to those beautiful bodies. We each have a beautiful body on this planet at this time, through which we're expressing the broader, wiser self. And this card is reminding us to stay present to that broader, wiser self, to have more of it in our everyday expression and experience, and to call it in and live it into this life. So this is our card to grow on this week, this quality of the Magician. What do we want? Understanding that we can pull what we want through when we stay lined up and congruent with our personal highest and greatest good, our personal yes, our calling into this purpose, this purposeful existence that we are all called into. When we line up with it, there's nothing we can't do. It's very, very deep, very, very powerful. And this is our card to grow on this week, to stay mindful of our inner magician. And how are we being the magician in our own lives? So this is not about being a victim. This is not about being passive. This is not about waiting for someone else to make something happen for us. We are here as unique expressions of the creative life, God, force, whatever you want to call it, in human form, manifesting and expressing and unfolding our lives right here, right now. This is what the Magician card tells us. And by focusing our intention, our attention, and our will, pulling those together and creating that focused attention, we can make incredible things happen, like pulling water up out of the ground. So I hope this helps this week. Remember, stay on target. Pay attention to what you're paying attention to, because where attention goes, energy flows. What are you watering with your life force energy? Because we need to be deliberate about that. Are we watering what will bring forth more life, more love, more kindness, more understanding, more compassion? Or are we watering a shrub and what's coming to mind is a gorse plant or a thicket of thorns, where we're watering something that is divisive and sharp and harsh and unpleasant and not terribly nourishing? Because it's up to us. We have freedom of choice. We get to choose where we're putting our energy and our attention. And when we become mindful of it, we become very deliberate about what we're doing, because we realize that we're co-creating with life. And where attention goes, energy flows, and we're going to pull that through. So each of us is going to have an individual experience of what that is. What you're focusing on expands. So you might as well focus on something that you love, that is nourishing and joyful and celebratory, rather than on something that maybe is not contributing to humanity's highest and broadest expression. To just paying attention to that. I felt important to say. And with that, we're using that breath to come home to ourselves, and we'll do it again. Here we go. One more. I wish you could smell the Daphne odora. It is incredible. What a blessing nature is. It can be so helpful to help reset us when we start to get our knickers in a knot about something. Just get outside and go appreciate the beauty around us. Gratitude is so powerful and helpful for elevating our spirit and helping us to stay loving and broad and kind and creative. Okay, so creator, what do we need to know? Not that we need to know. Thank you. Thank you to all those who helped to hold the space this week. Thank you for the opportunity to be here once again, to share the information in service to each and every one of those who has come to be part of this week's message, this week's reading. I ask that you surround each and every one of us with love, with light, with guidance, with support, with divine insight, with wonderful surprises and delights. As we walk the path of mastery, as we walk the path of generative potential, of owning our place in this world and understanding our role as a facilitator and co-creator of the highest and greatest good, not just for ourselves, but for all of us, but starting from that inner calling, that inner yes, and going towards our highest enthusiasm, understanding that when we do that, all life unfolds magnificently, perfectly, in right timing. I want to thank, again, all those who helped to hold this space today. I want to thank you for being here once again and adding your energy to this field of love and light. If you appreciate these readings, please consider sharing with anyone who might be needing it at this time. It is a weird time, so little positive islands in the flow can be helpful, just to help us stay on target, because we are called to being creators right now, and there's a lot to distract us. So maybe this will help bring you and those you love back on target. And with that intention, I wish you a beautiful, beautiful week, and I will look forward to seeing you next Friday. Much love and light. Take good care, and bye for now.